Greetings of peace and well wishes to each and every one of you during this period of COVID-19. My condolences goes to those who have lost someone as a result of this pandemic, and those who are sick, we pray for quick recovery. For those who are on lockdown and are feeling uncomfortable with the situation, we pray for grace to persevere during this period of great difficulty for us as individuals and for our nation as a whole. I am very happy to be associated with GFOM at this point, as this summit will go down in history as GFOM's manifestation of interest and concern at a time when the whole world is ravaged by COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, I introduce myself as Professor Kanu Ikechukwu and Tony O.S.A, Director of Villanova Polytechnic, Osun State, from the Department of Philosophy and Religious Studies, Stansian University, and a consultant to Civil Society Organization Network on Migration and Development. I will be making a presentation on COVID-19 and the Nigerian economy. A cursory glance at the recent developments on COVID-19 reveals that since December 2019, the virus has spread to nearly every continent in the world and case numbers have continued to rise. There are authoritative reports from 211 countries and territories reporting that more than 2,463,000 novel COVID-19 cases worldwide have emerged since China reported its first cases to the World Health Organization in December 2019. Humanity will never forget December 2019 when the strange virus emerged, and since then it threatens to become one of the most difficult tests faced by humanity in modern history, with a huge potentiality to take lives, overwhelm health systems, and trigger lasting geopolitical change. According to the reports of the European Center for Disease Prevention and Control, by 28th of April 2020, Africa had 22,303 cases. Asia had 378,987 cases. America had 899,051 cases. Europe had 1,046,854 cases. Oceania had 7,964 cases. And other cases of 696 reported from an international conveyance in Japan. According to the same report, Africa had recorded 1,120 deaths. Asia had recorded 14,663 deaths. America had recorded 47,369 deaths. Europe had recorded 101,408 deaths. Oceania had recorded 89 deaths as of the time of this report, and 7 other deaths reported from an international conveyance in Japan. With these developments of ill health, deaths, and restrictions of movements to curtail the spread of the virus, the consequence on the economy of Africa and Nigeria in particular will obviously be disastrous. My presentation will focus on how COVID-19 has affected the Nigerian economy. It will further make suggestions on the way forward towards boosting the Nigerian economy. What is the impact of COVID-19 on the Nigerian economy? The International Monetary Fund report in 2020 observes that in the face of COVID-19 pandemic, the global economy faces its worst downturn since the Great Depression. Following the IMF, the Oxfam International in her 2020 report warned that 500 million people could be pushed into poverty as a result of the pandemic. With particular reference to Nigeria, the question looming at the horizon of this presentation is how it has affected our economy. And a cursory glance at the Nigerian economy reveals that there are 3 major impacts that COVID-19 is already having. Each of the 3 impacts is very devastating. However, having the three of them at a time with their mutually reinforcing character, their threat to any economy can be terrible. The first impact is COVID-19 has led to economic suffering in Nigeria through loss of jobs and other incomes. As small and medium-sized enterprises are hammered by the lockdown, many workers have lost their jobs while many are working on reduced work schedules. The situation, secondly, is gradually dragging the Nigerian economy deeper and deeper into recession. It is more challenging for Nigeria as she is still sluggishly grappling with recovery from the 2016 economic recession, which was a fallout of global oil price crash and insufficient foreign exchange earnings to meet imports. The financial and corporate sectors in Nigeria are beginning to suffer deterioration, and this is a third impact. Markets have taken a big hit. Financial systems are under stress, and banks are likely to see huge pressures on their balance sheets. Private firms are hurt by the collapse in demand. The likelihood of large-scale bankruptcies is rising. If these are the impacts, what then is the way forward? The consequence of COVID-19 pandemic on the Nigerian economy is one that the nation will have to grapple with for years to come. However, the policy response will go a long way in determining how long it will last. If it is late, weak, and uncoordinated, the devastating consequences will last longer. However, if the response is prompt, strong, and coordinated, it will be less devastating. For the policies to be coordinated, it must be multidimensional, bold, and unbound by convention. The first way forward is the immediate focus of the nation should be on measures to contain the spread of the disease and to treat the infected. The ability to stop its spread and treat the sick will have very positive consequences on the economy. Secondly, Nigeria will need to bring together quality minds who will sit together and develop an economic model that is peculiar to the present situation and capable of saving the economy of the nation. The economic team will have to be selected not on the basis of ethnicity, religion, or political party, but on the basis of competence. That is, if anything positive is to be expected from them. Third, the time has come to focus on developing the local economy with the hope of having a nation that is dependent on local goods rather than over-dependence on importation. Africa has depended on finished goods from Europe, America, China, among others. Goods such as toothpick, face masks, ventilators, foodstuff, etc. At this time of COVID-19, when it has become difficult to import goods from other countries, countries like Nigeria should start producing some of these things for her citizens. Interestingly, face masks and ventilators are beginning to be produced in Aba, Cross River State, and Anambra States. Number 4. To save the economy, companies and other establishments relieving workers of their job is not a solution to the problem. While it presents itself as a temporal solution to the particular establishment, holistically viewed, it creates another problem. We have always talked about employees' loyalty to the employer. This is the time to emphasize the importance of the employer's loyalty as well. The quality of loyalty that the employer shows to the employee at a moment like this has great consequences for the future of the company or establishment. There should be more of negotiation than relieving employees of their jobs. Number 5. Movement at this time, especially of persons, is very difficult as a result of the total lockdown in most states. To drive the economy, establishments will have to explore alternatives like online engagements. This is not only for businesses but also for the educational sector. People should be able to run online educational packages from home. They should be able to shop and have it delivered to them at home. People should be able to consult a medical doctor online during an emergency. Number 6. To boost the economy, the federal government needs to intervene in the area of small and medium-sized enterprises. These SMEs are significant as they contribute to economic development of the nation through their assets, revenues, and employees. With COVID-19 threatening their existence, many who work with them will be going home without salary, maybe for the second month. Some are already running serious losses, unlike bigger establishments that have reserves to keep them going. For the economy to survive at this time, the government needs to bail out these SMEs. Number 7, there is need to protect the economy. And to protect the economy, there might be the need to look at the cost of governance. No system can maintain a large board at a time like this. No economy can make serious progress when its running cost is on the lead of other costs. Number 8, there is the need to plead for the suspension of servicing or cancellation of international debts. In this way, the local economy will be given the breathing space to recover from the economic depression which COVID-19 pandemic is creating and has created. Number 9, the Nigerian government must lead economic diversification drive. It is obvious that the one-tracked monolithic reliance on oil has failed. Diversification priorities will lead to alternative economic sectors such as agriculture, solid minerals, manufacturing, and services sectors. The fact that Nigeria is already looking depressed and distressed only after 2 months of crash in oil price, unlike her top oil-producing countries like Saudi Arabia, Russia, among others, who are looking good to survive without oil, makes it clear that diversification is not an option if Nigeria must survive economically. Number 10, the government will need to pay the salaries of workers at this time. Nations across the world are voting trillions of dollars to cushion the effect of COVID-19 lockdown on their citizens. The United States, Britain, South Korea, Japan, Italy, Spain, and even Ghana are doing this for their citizens. To keep citizens under lockdown and still deny them of their salaries for 2 or 3 months will not make any headway, as economic development is holistic. All the above points which I have raised can come under 3 main policy instruments: health and social protection, monetary policy, fiscal and financial monetary policy. If these are done, there are expected outcomes. And these expected outcomes are reduction in human suffering, recovery from recession, recovery from bankruptcy. But if those policies are not carried out, we can't expect these outcomes. And yet, the future of our economy is dependent on our ability to make sure that these outcomes are realizable. Thank you, and God bless you for listening.